I am Maya Joy. Welcome to a special week of Valentine's programming. We're going to be talking about love all week long. I wanted to start out today by talking about 4 principles for healthy relationships. Relationships of any kind, but especially romantic relationships. There are, of course, many principles of healthy relationships. These are the ones that stand out the most to me. The first principle is actually a really healthy understanding of yourself. One of the best things that we can do to prepare for a really healthy relationship is to come to know ourself. This is one of the reasons why I love astrology, because it can teach us so much about ourselves. But we should know ourselves. We should know the best parts of ourselves, but also the parts of ourselves that need to grow. We should know, what is our attachment style? How could we ever hope to relate to another person very well, or to know how to engage in a relationship that's healthy and strong if we don't really know how we impact another person. So a very healthy understanding of yourself, and a great way to get started on this is maybe know your life path number, maybe know your north node in astrology, maybe take a quiz to know your attachment style or your dosha, or just any of these tools of self-understanding can be really, really important to help improve our relationships. Likewise, relationships grow when we have a self-growth mindset. If you think that you're already all the way fully grown and you're perfect in every way, you'll probably experience a bit of difficulty in your personal relationships. Likewise, if we have a very negative self-perception, that also can cause harm in relationships. So I think a lot of realism about who we are, what are our gifts, what are the areas of growth, and really a desire to grow and transform, this really results in healthy relationships. I think of my healthiest relationships, one thing that they all have in common is just total honesty. And part of that is just stating right up front to the person, these are some areas that I'm struggling with, where I could really use your help. Maybe you could help me to grow. Maybe you could help me to evolve. So the first principle is self-understanding and a self-growth mindset. Knowingness of where you're struggling and a desire with the help of that relationship, whether it's a best friend, maybe it's a business partner, maybe it's your romantic partner, the desire to grow and evolve yourself. The second principle is time for reflection. If you're dating and you're just going from one person to the next person to the next person, or maybe you just have a really busy job, or you're raising kids, or otherwise you're really busy, if we fall into a pattern where a relationship starts to turn a little bit unhealthy, it can be very difficult to turn it around. So I think healthy relationships thrive with reflection. And that means engaging, relating, spending time together. And then, let's say you do run into, a stressful day, a difficult day, taking some time back to reflect, to think about, how am I showing up? Is the way that I'm communicating, is my behavior, is it effective? Is it reflective of my true character? Is it reflective of my soul? So especially when it comes to creating something beautiful, like a healthy relationship, creating something wonderful, we need to have the intention to do so. And we need to kind of adjust and adapt in real time. So one of the best ways to do that is take time away actually from the relationship. Just, take a day, an afternoon, once a week, journal, be honest with yourself, think about how you're showing up and what you might want to change or shift. What am I doing well? What could I improve upon? And then taking time out to think things over and decide how you would like to refine, decide what's going well. So having time away from one another, space to process and reflect is really, really important for creating and maintaining a healthy relationship of any kind. The third principle is something I might just devote my whole life to teaching about. And this is honest and vulnerable communication. A healthy relationship can only be built on honesty. And if we're withholding information, even if you're not directly lying, but you're holding back something that's really important to you, maybe it's the way another person's words or actions have affected you, or something you truly want or need, that's always going to create distance. If we're not being our true self, even if that person is responding to us really well, we're never going to feel loved, because what they're responding to isn't truly us. So if you want a healthy relationship where both people truly love and appreciate one another, that means that you must be your true self. And that means speaking truly, speaking honestly. And I think one of the areas where people struggle the most is they feel that to be liked by another person, that they have to hide their fears and like hide their insecurities and hide who they truly are. But one of the most powerful things in a healthy relationship is actually to admit the vulnerabilities and the pitfalls and say, you know what, right now I'm really, really scared. Right now I'm really triggered by this thing that has happened. Right now I feel like I want to present this false version of myself to you to get you to like me, but the truth is, like, this is, you know, who I truly am. So practicing honest, vulnerable communication, being able, without being triggered or super reactive, but being able to share your true thoughts, your true feelings, your true fears, your true insecurities, being able to speak honestly and vulnerably is a core component, I believe, of all healthy relationships. And it's something that we've got to practice and be really, really courageous about. The fourth thing, and this is very important, is reciprocity, by which I mean that the energy is balanced in the relationship. Something that will always create unhealthy relationship is if one person is giving significantly more or putting in significantly more time or energy. And this can be heartbreaking, because I know, especially if you're the one who's putting in more, it's like, maybe if I try harder, try more, like the relationship will be good, it'll be healthy. But actually, it's not possible for one person to create a healthy relationship. Both people have to want to create a healthy relationship, and both people have to contribute about equal amounts. And that doesn't mean they have to contribute in the same way. One person might contribute a lot of, you know, time or acts of service. Another person might contribute more financially or emotionally. But over time, in healthy relationships, both people strike a balance of giving. And no matter how much we want it, if there's a really big gap in the amount of energy that one person is putting in relative to the other, it's probably not going to result in a healthy relationship. So I always encourage people, focus on those relationships where that other person matches you step in step. You know, it doesn't mean you need to like count or measure, but just, you know, when you do something, you know, eventually they do something for you and it feels fair and it feels balanced. That is a core component of healthy relationship, along with self-reflection, self-understanding, the growth mindset, and honest and vulnerable communication. If you are interested in getting a reading about a relationship that is important to you, maybe a very special friendship, a romantic relationship, a family relationship, this week only, I am offering 15% off of my relationship reading. Just send me an email at mayasbrightstarcreations@gmail.com, and in the subject line, mention our favorite phrase, which is healthy love. So just send me an email with the word healthy love and you can get 15% off a relationship reading. Just be sure to email during Valentine's week. Thank you so much for watching. Many blessings to you and yours, and namaste.